Hello, fellow Toolboxers. Welcome to this special emergency episode of the emergency of the Immigration Lawyers Toolbox. So, I was doing a podcast with Kevin Gregg, our annual, I'm being off on it. It's late. Our monthly talk we have about federal court cases, but obviously it's the day after elections where I'm recording this, November 6th. And Kevin was pretty down and out. I'm kind of ambivalent about most things nowadays, so unless it's really within my arm's reach, I just don't care. Not that I don't care, that's not a way to put it. I just don't think about it. So out of sight, out of mind until it hits me. But having said all that, we did the podcast, and half of the beginning was just about the election kind of stuff, where I talk about our thoughts, or we talk about our thoughts. So I thought I'd carve that part of the episode out and just put it now because the actual episode is going to come out probably in like a week or two. And so this is a numbered episode we're having out there, just some thoughts, and listen towards the end of it because, like, my mind, as I said, is I don't try to think about things like this too much and just let it happen. But I start talking and start bringing out memories of the past of it, and things we both of us did that have helped our success business wise and the community wise. And I mean, long story short of it is, if you're listening to this right now, it came out of that era of our country that I was able to make the podcast and grow my business. Is direct consequences of the fight and what things we had to do. So I forgot about all that. It's kind of when you have like bad things happen, you kind of put it in your head and you forget about it. But the memories start coming back. So we kind of talk about that. Thought it's get it out because a lot of practitioners who watch this don't have anyone they can talk with it about who understands it, and just hearing people talk about it, and it uniquely to our field, not to all the other political stuff that's happening, could be something that could be helpful. So I wanted to get this out as soon as possible. I hope you enjoy it. Hey, Kevin Gregg, thank you so much for coming. Recording is November 6th after a big day yesterday. It's a big day that affects everybody who's listening to this podcast. I mean, obviously it affects the world, but our practice area, I think, is the number one target, and the successful target. Last time around, there was a lot of bumbling around in the things the administration wanted to do, but very targeted successes in the immigration field. Although the lawsuits kept a lot of people kept them on their heels and pushed back, but travel bans, etc., were a mess. Thank you for coming on. We're going to talk about federal court cases. Always, I think we got two cases, you said. But I'll let you have a monologue. You're a Curtis Van Law firm, and you guys are you're always, when I get the notifications on lawsuits in the news, if at least 50% of the time, it's your letterhead that's on those lawsuits. So I know you're going to have a busy 4 years coming up. What's going on, Kevin Gregg?
Well, I mean, that's very kind of you to say. I'm always happy to come on the show, John. And I don't know about 50%. It's actually not accurate. But of course, John, Ira, Ed Ramos, Helena Tetzeli, all of us, we do a lot of lawsuits. We had a big lawsuit during the Trump years with Mayor Brown getting, I'm sorry, I've actually been up since 1:30 a.m. Not a good day. To stop the ending of TPS for Haiti. I'm not gonna lie, man. It was so much. It was so much last time, as you know, and as everybody listening to your show knows. And the idea of going at it again, it's hard for litigators. It's litigation on top of everything. As an example, that just to get that preliminary injunction in the Eastern District of New York cost $5 million. A lot of that
Wow.
borne by Mayor Brown, and the discovery was expedited over 6 weeks. Took away my holiday in I want to say 2018, November to
Which injunction
December.
is this the Haiti case?
Yeah, TPS for Haiti prevented the
Mm-hmm.
Trump administration. For Judge Kuntz's decision in the Eastern District of New York remains the only precedent on just exactly what is required to terminate TPS for any country, and that remains precedential to the extent any district court decision can remain precedential. But it's a lot, man, and on top of all the work, and I don't want to be a downer, but like you said, last time around the administration bumbled a bit, and that was grounds for some of the successful challenges. They won't make that mistake again. And not only that, in the last 6 years or so, the Supreme Court has issued quite a few decisions that might make it hard, if not impossible, for immigration agencies, entities to have standing to bring these lawsuits, preventing class actions in the immigration sphere in a lot of ways. I'm nervous. I'm scared. I think a lot of the immigration bars, so I guess I'll speak for them on your podcast, but more so, I'm kind of scared and really, really hurt by my fellow Americans in the non-immigration sphere that he is still this popular after everything that they want that so many in this country want him is very difficult for me to swallow. I don't think I'll ever get over that. Um, the insult to the injury is, like you said, immigration is one of the main attack forces that have enabled this, both with Trump and with the populist right in Europe. So not only is the immigration world the target, they kind of have been used to bring this about. It's also a tough pill to swallow. That's what I'm feeling. I don't know what you're feeling like.
Yeah, I've learned to zone out things like this, which is sounds weird. I'm just like, okay, today I woke up and because I kids are constantly sick, or I'm sick, or I can go to sleep. I had back problems for 2 weeks, 2 months, and I couldn't move. So I'm like, I take things like either like a couple hours ahead of time or 3 or 4 years ahead of time. So I'm like 3 or 4 years when I do this, and the next like couple minutes, hours I'm gonna do this, and anything in between is gonna cause me stress. So I'm just like, okay, I'll just get to it when it comes. Just enjoy. I mean, I got to file a bunch of cases now for sure this year. A bunch of NIW cases I was going to file. That's on the the work side. We can always talk about that.
Yeah.
On the other side, it's I mean, you can analyze the stuff, but it's kind of like the current administration just kind of thinking about it. If they just put Biden up still, even with the mental stuff, I think more people may have voted for him. But I don't know. It's going to piss off a lot of listeners, but it just was so badly run campaign. It's like, how did you fumble the ball on every step? Like, come on now. But
Well, yeah,
but
I can't I can't speak to that. It's hard. Um, it's going to be a lot. Who better than us to do this fight? It's a good mindset though that you just mentioned. I mean, I should have some of that. I know that um, intellectually as well that you can't harp on the bad, and you should. I'm blessed. I'm blessed with my family, my recent family, my life, all of it. I know that it's hard though. It's hard, but this is not the first time. So
yeah, I mean that what
yes,
hits me hardest is like I have a lot of clients now who are spouses going to be stuck outside for 4 years, not going to see their kids for 4 years, not going to see their parents for at least 4 years. Even I have kids that the trial went in and Trump left. Biden took 3 years, only recently issued the visas where they started waiting in admin process for like 7 years. So
yeah,
that's that part. I think I've kind of become like a doctor who like does surgeries and doesn't like think about too much because when I do think about like the destroyed relationships and the kids who don't see their parents and stuff, and it's not even talking about the border stuff. This is just like immigrant
yeah.
visa stuff, no inadmissibility issues, no that kind of stuff. That part, like, again, that's why I just like kind of put it outside my head because it's going to stress me out. That's why I don't do humanitarian work primarily too, because if I start thinking about that stuff, it's going to be hard for me to do anything.
Not trying to stress you out. I did, but just
No, it's good to talk about. Actually, it's a little bit. Probably people want to talk with. They may not have people to talk with it about, and it's a unique
yeah.
experience being an immigration lawyer because we're literally on the front lines of every. Now we know every 12 hours we're gonna get a new policy update like last time. So
The
yeah,
Trump AGs, the first time in 4 years, issued something like 18 attorneys general presidential decisions. The worst thing about Merrick Garland is that they never did it. They never fought back on immigration, and
that's
they still lost.
that angers me kind of more. Is not. I don't know if it's more or less, but it's like it goes to extremes of like hardcore the way they do it, and this time like, yeah, we're not gonna do anything. It's like, well, you have the same power to undo a lot of the craziness or the
Yeah.
policies, or you wait till right at the end of the administration to do the keep families together parole
Well,
in place program. Like,
they just appointed 18 IJs and 6 BIA members that are going to be in their 2 year window that they can just be I think fired without cause. I don't know why they waited so long. I know that the Dems think that immigration and being fair and humane on immigration is a political um, will be used as a political cudgel. And I don't know, maybe they're right because the immigration bar and politicians haven't explained the humanitarian side of it, but they still lost. I don't know what to do with that. I'm not a political consultant. It's very frustrating, though. It's very frustrating.
yeah,
But
yeah,
I came back. I came back into immigration. Wrote Ira an email because of Trump's travel ban. I was ending my federal clerkship when the travel ban happened in January 2017. And I'm like, what am I going to do next? It was ending in March. So I came back in to immigration for this, and here I am again, I guess,
Yeah,
um, to do it again.
I was talking to my friend Gianfranco. He was working with EOIR as a. I think you did the same position. Sabrina did the same position. Internally. They're like
Yeah,
re-education.
attorney advisor. Yeah,
Yeah, and he
got a lot.
quit when Trump came and started his own firm. It changed his life. It was, and it looked in a position right I didn't expect. And I was actually telling my team because yeah, they were really down today. I said, the immigration or toolbox aspect of our business came about because of Trump administration. Because I completely forgot about it was. I got so frustrated with practicing because I'm like I can't be on the front lines every day like this is getting too crazy. So I put more emphasis on toolbox, which was like talking with immigration lawyers, which is like more peaceful than going to the front lines with clients and the application process, all that kind of stuff. So that was a big thing. And also, when the travel ban first came, obviously I'm Iranian. My phone was just blowing up and emails every day because they just did overnight. Friday, we're gonna not let they're not
Yeah,
letting Iranian American citizens who had Iranian parents come in at the northwest border. It's Canada, not even the Mexico side. So, and then they were like, yeah, they're not letting me. I'm a citizen. I was born here, and they're not letting me in because my dad's from Iran. So that hit really close because that's me. That's my scenario. Like, oh my god, like this is crazy. And I just and there was a point there at the end of the week, and I realized there's no law, there's no immigration law in the U.S. because they did a bunch of stuff that was incorrect. That they were saying like LPRs can't return on a vacation, so you just can't do that. It's illegal. But I was like, oh, there's no law right now. So I did a long post on that, and people would call me, so I started doing videos to explain what the scenario is, and that's what got me into video marketing to next level. And it was like the big
oh
boost in
wow.
my business that it was just because I was forced to do these videos to just kind of tell people what it is without answering individual emails or phone calls. And so that actually is a judo move of taking that energy and bringing it back out, and it helped grow my firm. And so and then when COVID happened, I went hardcore and started doing even more video, more social media content. I grew my firm and hired people and all that kind of stuff. So all these negative stuff, it is negative, but it's like in life is the only thing you can do and make is turn those lemons into lemonade and judo it. Take that energy that comes at you, turn it around. And because of the work with the toolbox, hundreds and hundreds of immigration people became immigration lawyers. They email me, and from you, they learn from you what to do, and so it's a disproportionate like impact that it has just from having this bully pulpit to be able to talk about it like we do here. So it's pretty magnificent what happens. So I just always say is like take what it is, that anger or frustration, and figure out how to deal with it. And then and if you deal with it properly, it's going to do miracles on the back end of it.
Yeah, it's well said.
Well, thank you so much for listening. The second part of this essentially will come out a week or two. I talk about the court cases and we kind of get back into the election talk as well. And that'll be coming out. Special thanks to Kevin Gregg of the Immigration Root Podcast. Has always been a good friend and a good colleague helping the field. And that's what we try to do here. This is what comes out of these kind of situations. Bigger and better things come out to help a lot more people. So use that energy, pivot it, and turn it back. And it'll lead to your own success and the people around you and the community as a whole. That's the best thing that we can do. Thanks.